How's the trip? How's the trip been?
Oh, good. Couldn't wait for this week. It's been on my calendar all week. Ever since I got here, October 7th, it's been on my calendar. I can't wait for this game.
Now, what makes this one the one you couldn't wait for?
It's a comeback game, man. I haven't been here since, so I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to put 50 on them, man. I just can't run up the score. Oh, my goodness.
Is it personal for you again this week?
I mean, not personal. I mean, I love this university. It's just, it's the place I came from, the place I've grown from. Mm-hmm. I'm here now. Now it's the team I want to beat. So, yeah.
You're like Dennis Thurman was last week against USC.
Yeah.
Coach Thurman played at USC, coached there, and he told the team, he said, but you know what? Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is this Arizona Heat more bearable than the Texas Heat from week 1?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is nothing.
Yeah.
It's 102. That's not bad.
That's crazy.
Man, we were running sprints in 120.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
It was a nice day out in Boulder today, though, was it?
It's a nice day at both places. I mean, this weather's great. Boulder's great. I mean.
All right. My job is to push back. I'll push it back on that one. Boulder weather is great today.
Mm-hmm.
This is hot.
Yeah,
this is hot, man. It is officially hot.
Neely also showed up in a pullover over a long sleeve shirt. I was like, bro, you're going to be so hot.
Do you know what time we left this morning? Like, it was cold.
It was cold.
It was chilly. It was chilly.
So I had to dress for there. Then I pulled off the layers when we got here. So I'm good. But
See, that's
either way around,
that's what I'm saying. It's the best of both worlds.
I actually did it the opposite.
Nice.
I got out of the car in Denver from the parking lot and was like freezing. So
yeah, we could see our breath.
Yeah. I was wearing the same thing I'm wearing now. I was like, okay, I messed up here. I didn't look at the weather.
Jason, let's get right to it, man.
All right.
You and I talk all the time with the Feely Neely thing. Mm-hmm. We powwow brothers. You had a miss.
Yep.
Last game. What have you done this week? How do you address that moving forward to get ready for this game?
Man, as soon as that game was done, I mean, it was just a dumb miss. I got in my head. And it's something that, I've been working on. And usually I'm always good. I'm in the right headspace going out there. And for some reason I couldn't get it quiet. And, you deal with it. I called my dad immediately. And I'm like, I mean, if anyone, that's the best person to go to in that time. And thankfully he was there.
Yeah.
And
he's been there.
Right. And he's been there. I mean, he missed 3 game winners in one game. And I don't think you could fail worse than that. And and that for him, that was his marking point of his career when he became the best he was, because he lost his failure. For me, I mean, that miss, it sucks. I went out there and instead of thinking about my process and my kick, I was thinking, all right, this kick means a lot. Like this big game, like we need this win. Like, don't let your team down. And for me, that's not the right headspace I need to be in going out there. I mean, so you take it. I mean, you take the loss where it is, and you build from it. For me, I mean, go back to the fundamentals, go back to basics, start doing training a little bit differently, go back to how I grind and how I work, and that's what I'm doing to do.
I love that self-awareness and understanding of kind of the situation for yourself, and you can't get better, right, unless you know where you went wrong. So huge appreciation for that. Do you want to talk at all about your journey from ASU to Colorado?
Why not?
Let's go.
Fire up some questions. Let's do it. Why not?
So how did this happen? How did you go from ASU to Colorado?
Man, I mean, it's a process, especially for a kicker. I mean, a lot of people don't know how right now, like for kickers, like it's such a thin market. Like you have all the people that ran over from the COVID year, who everyone got that extra COVID year. So already you have all these top high school seniors that are now in the mix of these college students. Mm-hmm. And some guys don't want to take that risk on a high school student. They want to see a guy who's maybe done something and they can see where they can work with. So you've got all this fill up of all these just these really good kickers, and kicking has become a big thing in its own. There's so many kicking camps. Everyone wants to be the best at their craft. So there's this huge market of kickers, and there's not a lot of places to go, because once you have a kicker, you really don't want to do anything for the 4 years that they're, because you want to build trust in that guy. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I decided I want to transfer, and I'm like, all right, I've done my time at ASU. Like, I've grown and I've done, I think, everything I can do here. It's time for me to go on. I was getting my dad to text as many coaches as possible, getting me to text and email and everything. And stuff wasn't picking up right away. I mean, for me, my biggest thing was, I believe I deserved and earned a scholarship. And I know I'm good enough for one. And this is what I've been working for. And this is what was kind of snuffed away from me at the beginning of my career. And so that was really what I was looking for. And it was really hard to convince coaches, like, listen, I'm that guy. Trust me, I can be that guy for you. And so it was well into that month of that recruiting process to where I started finally getting some calls back and getting coaches interested. And you have to use that leverage that you got from, okay, this coach said he wanted me, so now you have to want me the same way. Like, and so you use all these different coaches like kind of against each other a little bit to try to get something to go. And I was packing for a trip to Memphis, and I had gotten a call from Trevor Riley. My dad had just texted Coach Sanders, and they were talking, and because we had just heard the news that Cole Becker had decided to leave.
Right.
And so I was like, can we hop on this? Is there an opportunity here? And God kind of opened the door.
Yeah.
And
because it's really full circle.
Oh, my goodness.
Like when your dad and Coach Prime
Right.
worked together, NFL Network doing TV,
And, I mean,
he offered you a scholarship
Right, how
and you
about
were
that?
like 10 years old.
Right. How about that video? Like, please come play high school ball for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That didn't happen. And then I'm packing, like I'm literally an hour away from going to this trip to Memphis where they were going to offer me a scholarship, and I was probably going to take it. And the first person who really truly offered me one I was going to take. And I got a call from Coach Riley, like offering me a scholarship to come here. And I was like, okay, God, like this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
2 days later, I was already left.
You and I
Let's
talk
go.
often about blocking out the noise, your mechanics. It's almost like golf. Don't change your swing
Right.
just off of one bad
Right.
shot. So that kind of pressure, if I can use the word pressure. But you got a different kind of level because when we first were transitioning here, all the people that were quote-unquote leaving, the fan base was like attacking us because, man, y'all getting rid of a good kicker. And we're like,
Right.
but see who we got coming.
Right.
Like, no, man, you're getting rid of a good guy.
Right.
You know, he left on his own. We know how that works. But
Yeah.
do you ever feel that kind of sense of, I can't let myself down, my team down, but I also got to prove that a mistake wasn't made?
No one's going to put more pressure on me than myself. And I know how good I can be.
Gotcha.
And I know how much, like, I have to improve and how much, like, to me, winning means to me and how much being good means to me. No one's ever going to put more pressure than myself. And sometimes that's a downfall for me because I get frustrated when I can't do something right and I make a silly little mistake. I'm like, why the heck did I do that? You know, and for me, it's just, all right, you got to hone it in sometimes and not put so much pressure on yourself. You got to let yourself have fun in this game, and sometimes I get way too serious, and I have to have fun as well. And that's something my dad did. He was catching punts behind his back every pregame and whatnot. So it's every chance I get and everything that happens for me is a learning experience, and that miss that I had was a learning experience for me. And, you know, going forward, I'm going to change the way I approach certain things.
Absolutely.
Awesome,
I love the attitude, man.
Yep.
I love the attitude.
It's great. Go ahead.
I was just say with kickers, you know, you guys just have this razor thin margin, and you miss, and you know everyone's on your back all of a sudden. You get all this hate.
Right.
Coach Prime deals with hate all the time. He's dealt with it a lot. What did he tell you after that moment when you missed last weekend?
I mean, he believes in me and he trusts in me, and he's like, hey, you are that guy, and I know what you can be, and you know what you can be, and you know, just trust in yourself, and that's what I'm going to do. You know,
Love it, man.
Love it, man. Hey,
Love it,
I
man.
appreciate you. Keep
Appreciate
having
you,
fun.
Jace.
Hey, Feely's my guy, man.
And Neely
Neely and Feely.
Here we go. See you,
Bam.
boys.
That's a show
Yes,
right
sir.
there.
That's awesome.
We've
And Tutu.
setups is we're gonna always get special guests to pop in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because we're live from the team hotel, Tempe, Arizona. Big game tomorrow. McCaskill, the fourth, is here. You know what I like about him, man? There's already one McCaskill, then two, then three, the fourth. I like lineage, man.
Yeah.
That
What's
guy's
up,
got
man?
it.
What's going on? What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How are
So-
you feeling
Yes.
health-wise?
Really good. I mean, like it's just an upward spiral for me, honestly. Like just gaining confidence more and more every day. Honestly, getting better every day.
Yeah. So, man, let me throw a couple of things at you and respond as you will. One thing I've loved about your work ethic is the positive attitude while you're working. Now, there was once upon a time where you're in that yellow jersey, you wanted to get the hell out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and there was a little pushback during those days. But when you were finally able to get out of that and now working into the lineup, working into the reps, going through special teams, how do you keep that positive outlook with your work ethic?
I mean, if I'm like truly honest,
Yeah,
like
let's
what
do it.
I've been doing a lot is just really doing a lot of talking to God, and I've just been, no matter like what situation that I've in, like just being honest, like this is my first time like really being on a special teams, like playing special teams. So like that was like a different feeling for me even like was like, oh, like dang, okay, you got to play special teams now. Like, people can sometimes look at that a little negatively. So like, I prayed for discernment in my emotions and to stay like well in the moment and not in my emotions. So yeah, that's been helping me like so much
stuff,
throughout
man.
this, and just it's been keeping my attitude like so much better. Just talking with him as much as I can, and yeah.
The maturity on this team never ceases to amaze me, man.
Man, it's unbelievable. Man.
I'm curious if you talked at all with Kvassier Smoke about special teams, and he's really embraced his role there. And I'm curious if he helped you at all with that.
Definitely. He always says just go be special. He always just says, yeah, just be special. If you're on special teams, got to be special. So he's exemplified that very, very well. I admire his work ethic, and he's honestly made it like even like being in the room, like looking at him, like it's like, all right, bro, Smoke's doing, I can do it for sure. Like this is it's just what I'm saying. This is nothing, honestly. He's making it look really easy out there. So
2 weeks ago, you got to take your first carries, though, as a buff at the end of that game. I know it was obviously not the way anyone wanted it to go, but what did it feel like for you just to get in the game and get your feet wet, get some carries?
It felt really good. It felt normal. Like I felt like I was definitely like in my element. Not all the way the game was, honestly, like really fast. Everything was kind of moving a little fast. So I wasn't playing at my pace, but I wasn't nervous or anything. I wasn't really like overthinking anything or anything like that. I was just kind of just out there and, went out there, did what I feel like I could do, and yeah, I was thankful.
So,
Awesome,
Alto, talk to me about this, because you guys got some depth and talent in that room, and any given Saturday could be one of the guys' turn. How do you stay ready but also keep the chemistry going and push the other guy that's out there?
Yeah, just really we kind of focus on that in our room. Like, there's no like jealousy or anything like that. Like, we're all pretty close in our room, and just really just cheering the next person on, and then also competing hard at practice as well. Like, if I see Hank pop a run, I want to go in there and pop a run too. Like, what I'm saying? Like, and then literally cheering that guy on as soon as you get off the field. Like, that is what just makes our room so much better.
How big was it for the room to have a guy finally kind of go off last week and see Hank kind of get in his groove and really that running game as a whole start, getting through holes and making plays?
Well, we knew we could do it. We always knew we had it. Wasn't really like surprising, honestly. Like, we see it all the time in practice. Hank's a phenomenal running back. So, it wasn't really surprising, honestly, to see from our room. That's truly like what our standard is. Doesn't obviously go our way, but that's really what our standard is. So
There's
My man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's younger backs in your guys' room, obviously Hank and Dylan. But then there's Smoke as well. I'm just curious, do you consider yourself more of a vet at this point, or are you still like trying to come along and learn?
I don't know. I don't know. I would say like I do have a lot of like knowledge for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I ask myself a lot, like, dang, am I a vet? Really? I don't know. Like, it's my third year in college, but I've only played one season.
I always say that to myself, am I an adult? So I feel am I actually an
And this
adult?
is a guy who got put out the student section at the game.
It's time for me to be an
So,
adult.
like, it's a balance, man. Because you, like, played in Houston, you got that year, so you got experience the big boy ball, but you also got so much time left.
Right.
Which is why
Exactly.
Coach Prime didn't want to rush you out the yellow jersey, because you got so much future ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know, man. You're a vet freshman.
I guess so, right? A veteran freshman. That's funny.
Speaking of freshmen, last week you had O go off.
yeah.
You had Cormani go in and play some really good ball. As one of the guys who's been kind of biding his time, waiting for his opportunity, was that for people in that position like a nice uplifting feeling to see, hey, look, it's week 5. These two guys just got in for really their first real time. They made the most of that opportunity, and it's probably going to be a lot more for them moving forward.
Oh, definitely. Like, I've always like believed in like our guys over anybody. Honestly, like, I know what we had on our team. I have the most confidence in literally anybody that we could literally put on the field, either from a guy who probably is a third string on special teams and probably won't see the field. If he's a backup on wide receiver, I bet you he can definitely go in there and go make the most out of his opportunity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had no doubt that they were going to go in there and ball out. I tell Cormani, like, like I could see Cormani just like spiraling up like during practice and like see how he's just getting more of his groove, looking more just like comfortable out there playing his speed with just playing on more of his instincts, just looking like a ball player, honestly. Like he just caught a pick, like a one-handed pick the other day at practice, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, oh, like he's getting in his little groove, you know what I'm saying? So I seen that coming. And Amarion, he's literally been doing that since like we weren't even in pads. So like that wasn't surprising at all. Like I've always like seen him and thought that he was going to be a really good receiver. So I mean, seeing those guys go in there and do what they did wasn't really surprising to me. Again, like this is what like I know we have on our team. We have really good players. We have really elite players on our team, and that's going to showcase even more.
Absolutely, man. What do you say after that?
You said thank you.
Yeah.
My man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Yes, sir.
you.
Appreciate you,
Alton
brother.
McCaskill, running back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Make the most of it, brother.
We all silly like the mayor.